Okay, this is my review of the Swin AC Performance Plus Carbon Blue. I've learned to my cost that if you ever do a video on anything on YouTube, just do not criticise any other product, because all the people who bought that product will defend it, because obviously that's a matter of their judgment, that's why they bought it. Now, I used to have a watt bike, which is quite a premier leading bike for cyclists, keen cyclists. I had it for about 4 years, and then I purchased this as a replacement because I had that bike for such a long time. I was getting a bit stale on it. Now, what I like about this bike is it's very minimal, as you can see. Doesn't take up much space. It's in my extension here where I have my washing machine and the dryer, so it's still got enough space for me to get past, and it looks, I think it looks nicer myself than the watt bike. Anyway, as performance goes, it has quite a bit of adjustment for the saddle, reach and rate there. The handlebars are very special on this bike. They make it really. Very good for riding, getting your glutes that arrow position. Flat handles here, so your hands never get achy at all, which I used to find on the watt bike. Even though, I better say it again, the watt bike was a good bike, in case people want to start criticising me. Now, the reason I bought the Carbon Blue was because it has, there's the actual reach, it goes up to 16 I believe. I'm only 5'8", so that suits me fine. The reason I bought the Carbon Blue because it's belt driven, not train driven, so it doesn't need the maintenance of a chain driven bike. I like this bike. Let me start with the plus points on this bike. It's got a very good action. Now, I've got a clicky knee because I used to do running, and on the watt bike I could feel that, so on the cadence I was pushing stronger with one leg than the other. But with this, you kind of get a more rounded action, as I'll show you. There's the actual thing to turn the gradient up or down. But it's got very good flow and momentum and inertia, so when you start pedalling, you see the pedals still go around as in a fashion. Let me try that again, let me do it a bit faster this time. So you've got a more rounded action to actually cycling this bike. It's not an up and down choppy action as with other exercise bikes. Now, the thing that I think lets this bike down is the monitor. Now, you can have it backlit at night, that's nice, but can you see there, and where it says stage, that's level 2, that's the gradient 2 I'm on at the moment, and it gives you a readout. It gives you a readout, but to get the bike, it doesn't give you, you can't just get on and ride and do a 30-minute ride, and you can't get on and do like 10,000 meters, because when you're riding this bike with the monitor, say if you do a certain distance in 30 minutes, the next day you want to try and beat that distance, so there's no re-ride function on it. There's nothing. And the other thing is, say if you wanted to do an hour's ride or a 15-minute ride, and you wanted to just stop right on the dot of 15 minutes, you couldn't do it, because you have to press the end button, which is here, and hold it for 3 seconds before the machine actually stops. So unless you stop at 29 minutes and 57 seconds and stop cycling and press the end button, you're not going to get your actual distance for a 30-minute ride. So in that respect, I think the other console on the watt bike, sorry for putting my finger in the way, the console on the watt bike is much more advanced. The other thing that I like about this bike is it's designed well. Now, on the watt bike, it started to go rusty when I had it with the sweat. But this bike, because it's got a 10-year frame guarantee, it shouldn't have that problem. And it has sides down here to stop the sweat from actually coming in contact with the wheel. And it's very slim, as I say. So, and here on the watt bike, underneath where your those feet are for stabilising the bike when it's set up on the floor, on my watt bike, those feet began to rust just to the due course of the dampness in the air or the sweat that was falling on it. So in that respect, I like this bike a lot, and it gives you a very good actual real ride feel. So if you're thinking of buying one, I wouldn't put you off in the slightest. It's a very good bike, let down by the console. And the other thing is, to get your time up, to get the clock working, you have to ride at 81 RPM to get any of the functions to work. So you have to suddenly start riding, pedaling really fast, and then the time comes on. You can't just click a button and the time will start, or click it when it will stop. So that's the annoying thing. The other thing is, I'd say that the gradient isn't that reliable, because you can be cycling on gradient 8 or 7 or 6, and then it will just for no reason drop down to a lower gradient, or vice versa, it can go up to a higher gradient. So it's quite hard to know what gradient you're on. It only fluctuates about maybe one gradient, so it might be 5 then go to 6, or 6 then goes back to 5. But as a workout tool, it's very good, and I wouldn't put anybody off buying it. I got this from Anytime Leisure with the console. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I hope I haven't offended anybody. I'd just like to say that all exercise bikes, no matter what make, are fantastic, so then I don't get any abuse on YouTube. Thanks for watching again.